Hey everybody. What is the economic system in the United States? Capitalism is the economic system in the United States. It is a market economy. Capitalism means that people, not the government, own most businesses. In the US, businesses decide what to sell, they decide how much money to charge for products and services, then people decide what they want to buy. This is called a market economy. The economy is controlled by individual people, not by the government. The United States is a capitalist market economy. So the fact that the economy is controlled by individual people, not by the government, is fucked up. I mean, this is exactly why the world, and especially America, is so fucked up right now, is we allow corporations that are based in evilness, which is living backwards, the perpetuation of anything that kills life when there's other ways of doing things. I mean, it's just, there's levels to everything. So when you have things that sell poison, when you have things that are designed to be addictive, when you have things that are designed to make people sick and addictive at the same time, like, this is perpetuating people's disease. This is perpetuating bad habits. This is not stuff that's good for human beings, the planet, and for third world countries where a lot of this stuff comes from. So when you have tons of corporations, or even just a few corporations that have essentially the power, the majority of the power, and their power comes from these type of poisonous products, these are the people that are really running the show, not the government. This is what I'm saying. Like, it's a bad government, if you even really want to call it government, because they're really not even governing much of anything other than, it's like a fucking a fake government. They're just pretty much putting on a show like they do care about shit, when actuality it's all about them fucking gaining more power and profit. And they're doing it by allowing businesses like fucking the top 10 that I mentioned earlier coming in here and selling us literally poison. And at the same time, all these companies, can be traced back and tied together for nefarious reasons. I mean, there's no other reason to be selling people shit that's going to make them fucking, kill themselves and poison themselves and poison the earth and animals and cut down forests and all this and that, unless you're just trying to rape and pillage and exploitate people. But also to do it in a way, but this is where, like, free will does come into play, because we choose, as it says right here, that people decide what they want to buy. So we have choices to continue to buy this shit, and we continue to buy this stuff. But a good government would be like, hey, humanity has a problem here. Like, obviously we have a problem with consumption. We continue to want to buy fast food. We continue to want to buy drugs, alcohol, nicotine, all this type of shit that we know is bad for us. Yet we continue to do it. This is where a good government could and should step in, if they're good, which is in harmony with all of life and love as well as we can be, and be like, no, we need to stop selling McDonald's. We need to stop selling all these really bad alcohol, all this nicotine, all this type of shit that has got poison and additives in it, that's designed to fuck up the human body and to get us addicted and to get us sick. That stuff needs to go. That is not good for us. It's not good for the human body. I mean, you have to think about it too, like an economy, a culture, a population. Like, if a government really cares about the population, they're not going to want to sell the population stuff that gets them sick. And if they do, just experiment with it, like, maybe they won't buy that much, but then what's the point of doing it? If they're just going to buy a little bit, they're not going to make any profit, so that business isn't going to prosper. So it's in their incentive in this type of economy for these products to prosper. So they're not going to want us to threaten these products. This is also why hemp's been blacklisted, and also why they went after the mom and pop shops, because those are threats to these big corporations. When you take those type of shops away, it leaves people with less options, so that they continue to perpetuate more of these evil corporations, which is why we saw a 42% increase from the pandemic and 62 new food billionaires. It's all because of a lack of choice. Essentially, it wasn't because they did anything special, they have anything that's really extraordinary. It's just because there was no other fucking choice, and people were locked down in their houses, so they bought a lot of stuff online, or they just went to the stores that were allowed to be opened and that weren't fucking completely ostracized and bankrupt, because a lot of these corporations have a ton of much more money than the mom and the pop businesses do. So anyway, I went on to a bit of a ramble there, but this is the issue, man. Like, capitalism needs to go. Like, the whole way we do business, our economy, all this bullshit, our whole culture needs to change. And the best way to change things is to change the way we do things. And to really change, to flip everything on its script is to change everything. So it's like, again, trying to go through the political route is just like, it's futile, man. They have too much power. They have accumulated too much from our perpetuation, and it's time that we take accountability for it, and then act in a responsible way, which is to stop feeding it and to build our own shit. Like, to acknowledge that they have theirs and let them fucking have their shit. There's still fucking land. We can move away from these cities and build anew and live completely different and learn the lessons that are in front of us right here now, which is all about capitalism and greed. So, all right, I love you guys. Bye.